Welcome to Fear Consortium, your sanctuary of terror. Before we begin, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Tonight we take you to the heart of Detroit, Michigan, to a mansion of marble, stained glass, and secrets. A place where the past lingers, and the walls and the dead may still be entertaining guests. This is the story of the Whitney Hotel, Detroit's most elegant haunt. In the late 1800s, Detroit was booming. Industry, innovation, and unimaginable wealth were transforming the city into a modern metropolis. At the center of this transformation stood David C. Whitney Jr., a lumber baron whose fortune was as vast as the forests he harvested. In 1890, Whitney began construction on a home that would reflect his status. A 21,000 square foot Romanesque revival mansion on Woodward Avenue. 4 years and over $1 million later, that dream became a reality. The Whitney Mansion boasted 52 rooms, 20 fireplaces, 218 windows, and a grand staircase carved from rare imported woods. The exterior was solid pink jasper granite, shipped from South Dakota. The stained glass windows, designed by Tiffany himself. But beyond all this was sorrow. The mansion was meant for David's beloved wife Flora, but she passed away in 1882, before the first stone was ever laid. Heartbroken, David later married Sarah, Flora's sister, and moved in with his children once the mansion was complete. But tragedy struck again. In 1900, just 6 years after moving in, David Whitney died of a heart attack inside the mansion. Sarah passed away in 1917, and the Whitney family's time in the home came to an end. But some say they never truly left. Guests have reported seeing a woman in a high-necked Victorian gown watching silently from the second-floor landing. Others have seen her walk in the halls at night, vanishing just as they approach. After the Whitneys, the mansion changed hands. It became home to the Wayne County Medical Society and later a tuberculosis ward. Staff and visitors reported strange occurrences, phantom coughing, cold spots, and feelings of being watched. One nurse swore she saw a man in a white coat walk into a room, only to find it empty. Another reported seeing a patient in a hospital gown standing at the top of the stairs, staring down silently before vanishing into the wall. In 1986, entrepreneur Richard Kuhn restored the mansion, transforming it into a fine dining restaurant. And in 2007, the third floor was converted into the Ghost Bar, a nod to the mansion's growing paranormal reputation. The Whitney is beautiful, but it's not quiet. Flora's ghost is said to haunt the third floor women's restroom. Guests have reported hearing sobbing. Others say they've seen a woman in mourning attire standing by the mirror, only to disappear when approached. Then there's the carriage house, where David's daughter Grace loved to host tea parties. A tea set still sits in her honor. But when it's moved, paranormal activity spikes. China crashes to the floor, lights flicker, and the air turns ice cold. EVP sessions in the carriage house have captured a child's voice saying, "Please don't touch it." Others have heard the sound of a teacup being stirred when no one was there. But the Whitney's hauntings go far beyond the well-known tales. Over the years, new reports have emerged, each more chilling than the last. The mirror apparition. Guests report seeing fleeting figures in antique mirrors, dressed in 19th century clothing. Sometimes the reflections don't match their movements or show rooms as they appeared a century ago. One mirror, believed to be a wedding gift to Flora, may be a spiritual portal, still echoing her grief. The sealed room. There's a room on the upper floor that remains locked at all times. Staff say it's never used, but guests hear scratching from inside and see light flickering beneath the door. Legend says a servant was locked inside during a tuberculosis outbreak and never came out. Time slips. Some visitors claim they've stepped into the past. A couple once described the dining room filled with ghostly guests in formal attire, dining in silence, only to blink and find themselves alone. It's believed the mansion's emotional energy creates temporal echoes, moments from the past replaying themselves. The phantom pianist. In the music room, a piano plays itself, sometimes a single note, sometimes full 19th century melodies. Staff have found the keys depressed with no one nearby. Many believe it's Grace Whitney returning to play for her guests. The shadow on the stairs. A tall, dark figure is often seen standing at the top of the grand staircase. It never moves, but those who see it report overwhelming fear, nausea, and sudden headaches. Some believe it's David Whitney. Others say it's something much older, something tied to the land itself. The whispering walls. In certain rooms, guests hear whispers coming from inside the walls. Sometimes it's a conversation, sometimes it's their name. Recordings have captured faint voices not heard in real time, some even repeating the names of guests who hadn't yet arrived. The elevator guardian. The elevator is known to move on its own, but some guests report seeing a ghostly operator in a vintage uniform. He never speaks, only tips his hat before vanishing. Rumor has it he died in a mechanical mishap during the mansion's medical error. The gold banquet. During private events, guests at certain tables report sudden drops in temperature, flickering candles, and the sensation of someone brushing past them. Some believe it's the spirit of a bride or groom whose wedding ended in tragedy. The mansion has drawn the attention of ghost hunters across the country. Die Paranormal, the mansion's official investigators, lead monthly dinner and ghost tours. Guests use EMF meters, spirit boxes, and voice recorders, often capturing EVPs or electronic voice phenomenon. One chilling recording. A child's voice whispering, "Quiet on the set." Another captured a breathy whisper saying, "Get out," during a seance in the music room. The Whitney has been featured on the Travel Channel's America's Most Terrifying Places and Sci-Fi's Ghost Hunters, all for good reason. Today, the Whitney is a fine dining restaurant, event venue, and one of Detroit's most iconic landmarks. Guests come for the food, but stay for the spirits. The Ghost Bar on the third floor serves cocktails with a side of chills. Staff have reported glasses sliding off the bar by themselves and the sound of laughter echoing from empty booths. The Carriage House, still awaiting renovation, remains one of the most active paranormal hotspots in the city. Some investigators refuse to enter it alone. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, one thing is certain: the Whitney is a place where the past refuses to be forgotten. A mansion built for love, a home filled with sorrow, and a hotel where the dead still check in. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the Whitney Hotel, Detroit's haunted jewel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you never miss an episode of Fear Consortium. If you enjoyed tonight's story, leave us a review and share the show with your fellow seekers of the strange and unexplained. Until next time, keep your eyes open, keep your lights on, and remember, some doors, once open, can never be closed.